Hey guys, welcome to the second part of the Job Finds UI chapter section. We're just going to add some styles to make this look a little better. Alright, so the main style I want to add now is the container, which is going to make it thinner and also give it a white background and some other styles. So let's do that. In the layout section, I'm going to go right under body. Okay, and we want to say container. Alright, so container. First of all, let's add a background of white. And I want to say overflow hidden. And I'm going to give it a minimum height of 300 pixels, and then I'm going to give it a max width of 960 pixels. And by the way, this template in this application is going to be responsive and mobile friendly as well. So let's save that, and that gives us our basic background. Alright, so I want this add job to float to the right. So let's go to the HTML, and Kickstart has a predefined class to float, and it's just right or left. So we're at the 6th column that's containing the add job button. I'm just going to add the class right, and that should move it over for us. Okay, I want to give it a little margin on top, push it down a little bit. So let's see, button class. I'm going to give the form an ID of, we'll say, add job link. And then we can push that down. Let's go down to the bottom here. Okay, so margin top 20 pixels. Alright. Let's make this title a link. So in our HTML, say a index.html. And that should change the color of the span. Shoot. You know what? I don't want a span. I want it to be wrapped in strong to make it bold. The job text. So let's change this to strong. Okay. Okay, so now, alright, so now it makes the job text black. I don't want this underlined, so I'm going to do an override in our style sheet. So in the override section, let's just put in a link, an A tag, and say text decoration none. Okay, so that looks a lot better. Alright, so heading's good, nav bar's good. Now let's do the search area. So in our CSS, let's go down, and it has an ID of search area. Alright, and the search area is going to have a background of light gray. And I'm going to set the overflow to auto. It's going to have a minimum height of 100 pixels, and we need some padding. We'll do 30 on the top, 30 right bottom, and then 20 on the left. Alright. Okay, so that gives us our background. Next, let's deal with these inputs. I want these bigger and wider and just more prominent. Okay, so we'll do keywords, which is the keyword input box. We'll do a width of 320 and a height of 40. Padding, do 4, and then give it a margin right of 10 pixels. Alright, so next I want to do the selects. So they should have IDs. We have category, select, and also state select. Alright, and we're going to give them the same height as the input. Width, we'll say 200, and same padding. And I want to give them borders, 1 pixel solid and gray. And then change the border radius to 5 pixels. And I'm going to give it a box shadow like the text areas. Okay, box shadow, inset 0, 1, 6, and then gray. And then we'll do margin right 10 pixels and margin left 10 pixels. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. Did I make a mistake here? Box shadow colon. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I think I have a little too much margin here. It's pushing this too far over. So let's see, the select areas, we'll say margin right 7 and margin left 7. Alright, that looks much better. Alright, so that's the search area. Next we have our main listing area. So let's go. The list has an ID of listings. Alright, and we'll say overflow auto. I want to put a border on the bottom of each list item. That'll be 1 pixel, gray, and we'll do dotted. And then just some padding. Okay, padding, we got 10 pixels, 0, 10, 0. Alright, save that. Okay, I don't see the border. UL. Oh, we need listings LI. Alright, so now what we want to do is the type. We want this to have like a background and we want it to float to the left. So it's got a class of type. And let's see, we'll float left. Width 15%. We want to use percents because this is going to be a responsive template. Margin top will be 30 pixels. And then let's do the type span. You can see that we have div class type and then a span with the class of green. So basically green for full-time, and then we have blue for part-time. Alright, so we'll say type span. Padding, I'm going to do 10 on the top and bottom and 20 on each side. Alright, and then the color of the text I want to be white. And then for now, I'm going to make green the default background. 8 F1B 800. And then we can have the colors as well. So type span dot green, and that'll have the same color, but I also want to add a blue. Okay, blue, so it'll be 4C9 EF1. Alright, so that's the type. Okay, so that looks good. I don't want these bullets here, so let's go back to the list item, and we want to say list style none. Alright, now the description, which is the text to the right. Okay, description, we want to float right and give it a width of 85%. Okay, so that looks really good. Part-time should have a blue box. We get blue here. Oh, span class blue. So we need to just push this over. There we go. Alright, so next, the footer, I just want to align that to the center. So we'll say footer, give it a little padding. Let's see, padding 30, 0, 30, 0. And then let's just align it to the center. Okay. Alright, so that's really it for the CSS. We have our index page complete. The HTML is complete. We have our CSS complete. Now we just want to create the rest of our inner pages. And you don't have to do this. You could just get the code from the program files if you don't want to deal with HTML and CSS, because obviously this is a PHP course. But you know, I like to make things look good as well, not just have the functionality, but have the look as well. So in the next part of this section, we will be adding the inner pages.